announces the filing of criminal charges against 26 individuals for the crime of possession with intent to deliver, which is an ungraded felony. As a result of a year-long investigation targeting mid-level drug dealers in Indiana County and the surrounding area, the Troop A Vice Unit recently obtained 35 arrest warrants for 26 individuals, and today we are in the process of serving those warrants. This operation, being led by Troop A Vice Unit Supervisor Corporal Ron Zona, involves troopers from the Troop A Vice, Patrol, and Crime units, as well as our Fugitive Apprehension Unit. We are also being assisted today by Pennsylvania State Parole agents and the United States Marshals, and we would like to thank them for their professional cooperation and assistance today. As of this press conference, the following 7 individuals have been taken into custody and lodged in the Indiana County Jail pending arraignment. Those are Robert Joseph Audie of Blacklick, Sean Ray Joden of Blairsville, Dennis Fryer Jr. of Blacklick, Roger Daniel Miller of Indiana, Ursula Guntram of Indiana, Jamie Leanne Kelly of Sagamore, and Larry Wayne Kelly Jr., also of Sagamore. Also, the following 4 individuals are currently in custody at various locations on other charges. Those are Frank Gardner of Indiana, Ryan Rich of Blairsville, Robert Alton Pfeiffer of Blairsville, and Sean Michael Ackerman, also of Blairsville. The names of 2 additional individuals charged are currently being withheld as we have deemed them to be a flight risk. Their names will be released at a later time. Thank you, and I'd now like to introduce Lieutenant Loughran.
Good morning and thank you. I'd just like to say that this collaborative effort between the agencies and the aspects within our troop is part of our dedication towards removing these mid-level drug dealers from our area. This will impact not only the drug trade, but the property and theft crimes that are associated with the drug deals within this county. I'd like to turn it over to District Attorney Pat Dougherty.
First off, I want to thank the courageous men and women of the Pennsylvania State Police for their hard work and efforts today. Without their ability to stick to it over a course of a year. You know, we all drug investigations take time, and this is a great example of how a year-long investigation has been successful in making all these arrests and getting these arrest warrants. If it wasn't for the determination of our vice unit and other law enforcement officials, we would not be here with you today. It's important to understand that there may be additional individuals and additional warrants coming out of this investigation. We are not done. It is still ongoing. But certainly, if you know some of the people that have not been picked up, we strongly encourage you to contact authorities, have them turn themselves in so that the court system can work its way through. But this is a good day for Indiana County. We're very happy to be able to get these mid-level dealers off the street and to actually put a dent in this drug distribution system here in Indiana County. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dougherty. Are there any questions we could take at this time?
Can you guys talk about what they were dealing specifically? Were they all like connected into the same ring and dealing the same drugs?
I can't get into specifics on how they may be connected, but yes, we would be looking at the variety of drugs that we see on a daily basis.
Could you name again the 4 that you said are they're already in custody somewhere, or?
Yes, that would be Frank Gardner of Indiana, Ryan Rich of Blairsville, Robert Alton Pfeiffer of Blairsville, and Sean Michael Ackerman, also of Blairsville.
Okay. So those 4 are already in custody?
Correct.
On other matters.
Okay.
To the point of the fact this whole thing took a year, what can you tell us is happening behind the scenes? What can you detail is going into that effort?
We have active investigations that we're engaged in on a daily basis. This year-long investigation is the culmination of several individual investigations that we do on a routine basis, trying to do our job.
Cliff, if I could.
Yes, sir.
I just want people to know that when they call in here and give us information, a lot of times I think they feel like that information goes unheeded. That information is taken in and it's worked on. It's not something that can happen overnight. It takes time, and that's where a lot of this information came from, was people calling in, giving us information, and then we worked it on up the line. So I just want to encourage people, continue to call when you see things, you hear things, let us know. I mean, we don't just discard that information, we work it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Are there any other questions?
We talk about like the epidemic as a whole and just like how severe the problem is, but when you talk about just how big this arrest is, and maybe it's breaking up a ring or doing, you know, what you can with these mid-level dealers, but how are you going to see the impact of how substantial this is?
Mr. Dougherty? I'll let Mr. Dougherty speak to that.
Well, anytime we're able to interrupt the distribution ring, whether it be a mid-level dealer or a high-level dealer, that's a good day. But, you know, it's an ongoing battle. You know, we know that the heroin epidemic and the opioid epidemic here in southwestern Pennsylvania is an ongoing battle, and we've often said we're not going to solely arrest our way out of this problem. We need to get people that are using the appropriate rehabilitation so that then they're not buying this. As long as there's demand, there's going to be supply. But if we can choke down that supply line even tightly, maybe the price goes up. Maybe we have fewer people that are dealing this stuff. You know, everything that we can do, we're trying to do from a law enforcement perspective to battle this. But as we've said, and I've said multiple times, this is a public health epidemic. It's not solely a law enforcement issue. But today is a good day to try to let the people know that are peddling this poison in our communities that we're not just standing by letting you have free reign. You know, the state police, and I really want to touch on what Lieutenant Loughran said. You know, any little piece of information that's provided, whether it's to the state police, whether it's to the county task force, we use that and we work collaboratively with each other and share that information so that we're able to put together our cases. Unlike a normal accident, a car, you know, like a assault or an accident, those are rapid things. Police go, they make an arrest, you see it in the paper, and you move along. Drug investigations are different because we have to do certain things and investigative techniques and tools differently to be able to get into houses, to be able to build our probable cause, and to be able to make arrests like we are today. So it's a little more tedious and time-consuming than most investigations.
To that end, do you think that these arrests could lead to possibly high-level drug dealers?
That's always a possibility, and certainly that's our goal.
Lieutenant, you mentioned that some of these have resulted from information that the public gave you. Can you give us a couple of examples of just the types of tips that people have passed on?
We receive calls on a regular basis, something as innocuous as people see a lot of vehicle traffic in an otherwise desolate area, and they suspect criminal activity is taking place. We take those calls seriously. We go out, we check. If there's, you know, something to substantiate it further than just that, then we pursue that and we contact our other resources within the department, plainclothes, etc., and they work that forward. And a lot of that comes from troopers make arrests on other crimes, like I touched on earlier, thefts, things of that nature, and those people sometimes they provide us information.
Thank you.
You said that this was for the better part of a year, so I bet you were feeling good that this part of the investigation is over and you actually have a massive result because of it.
We hope to have a massive result in the reduction of drug-related crimes, but also crimes that would be associated with the drug trade.
Talk about that, because that does, you make a good point that it does expand not just drug selling and
Right.
use, it could go to other things too.
Right. We see on a regular basis that burglaries, residential and commercial burglaries, are often related to someone with a drug addiction who is looking to obtain a way to obtain money to purchase more drugs. And the crime that we see on a daily basis is often connected to drugs in our community. And we hope that this operation today really puts a dent in that.
If I could.
Yes, sir.
Retail theft is another huge crime, as
Yeah.
the DA put it.
Yeah, and let me touch on that real quick. A lot of times you'll look in the crime blotter and you'll see retail theft from Walmart or Giant Eagle or any of the big box stores that you're familiar with here in our community. The majority of those are drug driven, meaning people are going and they're stealing and taking things in order to feed their drug addiction. And so if we can choke off the supply a little bit, maybe they aren't out there stealing from our establishments, which that affects us all. The costs of our goods and services go up every time someone steals from a Walmart or a Kmart or any of those type of establishments. So, the other issue too that we see often is families being stolen from. Mothers, fathers, grandparents. Jewelry is a big thing that people take. So this drug epidemic has impacted our entire community and every socioeconomic group therein. So,
Thank you. Are there any final questions? Okay, well, thank you very much for coming today and for your questions. We appreciate it. Thank you.